So this is my setup this morning because I forgot to charge my iPod. Yay! Good morning! Yeah, this is my daily ritual, or my bi-weekly, no. It's my ritual. Today is VEDA day 9. It's VEDA day 9 and I still haven't forgotten what the day was, so that's good, that's good. So, for VEDA day 9, I get to talk about either an embarrassing moment or a celebrity encounter or two that was really interesting, but I don't have an embarrassing moment. So I've decided on the celebrity encounter. Well, it may not be like a Katy Perry celebrity or anything. They're a celebrity to me. If you don't know who they are, don't worry about it. I went to Warped Tour in 2012. I think it was 2012, and this band called Avion Roe, they were performing, and it was probably the most exciting thing in my life. In 2010, I discovered this band on a website called purevolume.com, and I fell in love with their music. I loved their music enough so that I started messaging them and I started talking to them, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna record like a cover of one of your songs. And they're like, yeah, sure, go ahead, send us a link. At this point, I thought they were this super famous band that thousands of people followed them, and it was pretty exciting to like get a message back from them, you know? And I mean, it was, whether or not they had a following, it was just still exciting because I loved their music. I learned the song Hollow Hearts and I recorded the cover and I sent it to them, never thinking that they were gonna watch. Fast forward 2 years and they're playing on Warped Tour. I made it my mission to make sure that I was gonna go watch them. So I went a whole set early. I listened to the girl before them, who was very good. I felt so bad. We were the only three listening to her music. Where they put that stage, it was all the way in the back, and because I'd gone a whole set early, they were kind of like on the side of the stage, still kind of getting their gear together. And I was like, hey Dad, you know, that's Avion Roe. Those are the bandmates. And he's like, go talk to them. I'm the most nervous person when I'm talking to someone that I admire as a musician, as a fan, just to generally admire. Finally, after coaxing and convincing, my dad finally got me over to the side of the stage to go talk to them. Of course, me being the awkward person I am when I'm talking to people I admire, I walk up to them and I'm like, hey, are you guys Avion Roe? They're probably excited as I am meeting people that have listened to their music, but I just did not think about that. Then Evan, who's sitting closest at the time, Evan is the lead singer, he stands up and he's like, I've seen you somewhere before. And I was like, what? Are you sure? And he says, yeah, you know, did you record a cover of one of our songs? When he said that, my heart just dropped. What? I recorded this cover 2 years before and they knew who I was? I did not know how to fathom the fact that they knew me. So then I said, yeah, I recorded a cover of Hollow Hearts. And Evan was like, hey, it's so great to meet you. My name's Evan. This was not happening. I thought I was dreaming. That never happened. Just not, what? He was like, yeah, you're the first person to ever cover one of our songs. And I thought that these people, you know, they had such amazing music. I thought that they had this following. I'm the first person to ever cover one of their songs and I'm meeting them and they're telling me this, and what? He calls the drummer, he calls Josh over and he's like, Josh, hey, do you recognize her? And then Josh is like, yeah, didn't she record Hollow Hearts? 2 of the band members have recognized me at this point. It makes me more nervous, it makes me excited. I could still see it in my head. And they call Sean, who's the bassist, over. Like, hey, do you recognize her? He says, hey, yeah, well, where have I seen her before? I saw her in a video. Josh, you know, he's like, she recorded Hollow Hearts. And then Sean, he's like, oh yeah, I remember watching that. Yeah. 2 years ago, do you understand? This was a video, okay? It wasn't even a great cover. I just wanted to learn it and give it to them and say, here is my voice, enjoy. Wow, you know, 2 years ago and they still know who I am. I don't know where Jordan was, but he wasn't with the rest of the band. So we just started talking. I was like, hey, can you sign this? They're like, sure. And so they're signing it and we're talking. They didn't believe that. that I came out to go watch them. We start taking pictures and Jordan runs over and they're like, "Hey Jordan, do you recognize her?" Of course he recognized me too. I don't think I could have asked for a more perfect moment other than when they recognized me. I don't know if they realize how much they've affected me just by being them. I might even send this to them just so they know how much I appreciate what they did. The fact that they watched my cover and they knew who I was. They may have not known me by name, but they knew when they saw me. It just makes me think, like, how many times did they watch that cover to know who I was 2 years later? Wow, like, it was a magical moment. And I know I've been rambling this whole thing. It was in 2012. I've been telling the story for 3 years, and to this day, it's probably the best moment of my life. On that note, I am going to sign off because I have class right now. I'll definitely see you tomorrow.